Classify the equation as a circle, an ellipse, a parabola, or a hyperbola, then graph. The equation we're looking at is x squared over 16 minus y squared over 9 equals 1. Let's first classify the equation. We have an x squared term and a y squared term, and one is positive and one is negative. That tells us that, of the options, we have a hyperbola. And this is written in standard form. That is, x squared over, I can write 16 as 4 squared, minus y squared over 3 squared equals 1. And these numbers 4 and 3 are going to enable us to draw the hyperbola. The x squared term is positive. That means that it's going to go, the hyperbola will go through the x-axis. It will have vertices at negative 4 and 4. And that comes from this 4 squared. It's not going to go through the y-axis. However, this 3 will help us to draw a box that will help us to draw the hyperbola. If we draw a box that goes through negative 4 on the x-axis and then negative 3 on the y-axis, positive 4 on the x-axis, and positive 3 on the y-axis. That's up and down 3 from the origin, left and right 4. And then through the corners of this box, let's draw diagonal lines. And again, I'm drawing all these dashed because these are not part of the graph of the hyperbola, but they help us to draw some nice curves for the, the hyperbola. They'll help us to draw the hyperbola. These dashed lines are actually the asymptotes that the hyperbola will approach. So when I get ready now to draw the hyperbola, each branch, I'll start up close to this line and then curve down so it goes through this point, this vertex, and then out and approach the line again. And that will be one branch of the hyperbola. The other branch, I'll do the same thing, start up close to the asymptote, come down through the vertex, and end close to the asymptote again. And those two branches form the graph of the hyperbola, x squared over 16 minus y squared over 9 equals 1.